said, her spirit is abundant. The Lord is on her side and them better days are coming. I'm on a righteous path, face my fears, ain't no running. Been through obstacles, but my past really nothing. Blessed to have a mother that was strong when I wasn't. Her guidance brought me closer to the Father than no other. Hope you love yours, cause it's beauty in the woman. The beauty of a baby getting strength from her stomach. Melanated skin, you were chosen as a goddess. It's really something special about the daughters of Mount Zion. I see the tree of life and a natural black fro, like she could rule the world with the essence of a soul. Wisdom is a woman, please don't let me lose control. Balance on my actions, always keep my spirit whole. Ambition of a lamb, but I'll never be a martyr. I'll only speak the truth, put the candle to the fire. Hold up, secret recipe, I was made in God's image. Like we all kings and queens, I'ma shine when I finish. I wasn't perfect then, but I'm coming back reloaded. They tryna cop my style, cause they see I got that motion. Haters gon' hate when you flowing like the ocean. Auntie told me rise, only focus on the moment. You gotta keep it real, it don't matter if they notice. I higher got your back, and I promise that you chosen. Yeah.
Hello. How is everybody doing? Got my mic on. So, welcome to day 2 of How to Claim Your Abundance, Mindset Shifting. Um, and we are, day 2? Day 2. Tonight, I want to be a little bit softer. Yesterday was serious because when you start this journey, you need to get very serious about what you're doing and where you're going, right? So, just a recap for yesterday, we were live on Facebook. Facebook has banned streaming from groups, and so I played around with streaming there, and now we're on YouTube tonight just to see the difference. And I can already see that this is going to be a mess, right? So I have to also show people I work with what's the best way to reach their audience. And with these streaming systems and stuff, it's making it really difficult. But we'll keep going. A recap for last night was leaving the junk behind, right? We said that yesterday was our last day doing so and so, right? And so I remember I said that yesterday was my last day complaining, correct? So if you put that out there and you feel a little bit different and you can recall all day that being in the back of your mind as a reminder that you won't do what you said you won't do anymore. Say I. All right? I won't complain. I won't complain. Someone said, I'm going to stop procrastinating. Someone said, I'm going to stop walking in fear, right? So that's what we talked about yesterday. We talked about your ideas being equivalent to frequencies, and whatever ideas you have align with the frequency that you want to be on, right? Okay. We also talked about the letter to our future selves. If you did your homework, just say I. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. But I do want to say that I know how it is when you're trying to start something new and you just can't grab the strength to do it, right? So I love to give people options, okay? If you could not grab a piece of paper last night and write a letter to your future self, I want you to try again tonight, and I want you to do a voice memo to yourself. You just take your phone, go to voice memo, and record your letter to yourself, okay? Be enthusiastic about your future self. See your future self. Just close your eyes and see your future self and speak it. Speak it. Oh, Lisa, I'm so proud of you. Look how far you've come. You did it, girl. You have helped 1,000 or more women create businesses, right? Talk to yourself. Talk to that future girl as if she is here now. Okay? So that is a way to bump the barrier of grabbing your notebook and writing the letter, right? Some people get the notebook and they're stuck on the words, don't know what to write. But voice memos to yourself are equivalent. They are really helpful, right? So try it and you'll be amazed. You'll be happy you did it, okay? So again, we're gonna tone it down a little bit tonight because one thing about being a woman is exercising your femininity, right? I know yesterday I was bold and out there, all right? But I feel calm today. I feel good today. Is that right? Because I'm not complaining anymore. I'm ready for my future. I'm ready to walk the path that I am destined to be on. The will for my life is what I want. Okay? Right? So we have a few things today. Today we're going to get into more mindset shifting. Now that you know what not to do anymore, you need to know what to do going forward. Is that right? And I have a lovely guest here tonight who is going to give you the number one. If it, this one to me is like the thing that you could do, that you should be doing every day, all the time. Nothing else really matters if you don't have this piece, guys. So I'm glad that we're starting um our week with this because again, it's the number one key to claiming your abundance. Okay. Now I have some notes about it after she finishes, but I'm going to just go ahead and bring her up here because there's no need to wait. Right. So guys, let me introduce you to my supreme doula Ivy, right? She is a mother, a doula, and a serial entrepreneur. Okay. She is also a gratitude coach, guys. Listen, no better person than Coach Ivy to help us grasp our next step, right? To achieve our abundance. Whatever abundance means to you, Coach Ivy, take the floor because this is what we should be doing. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lisa. You are wonderful, wonderful. And I'm going to start by saying I am grateful for you. I am grateful to share space with you. And so tonight, we're going to talk about gratitude. I love, love, love speaking about gratitude. I want to just hop right into it, but maybe I should tell some people who I am. I am Dula Ivy. I love all things holistic. I love people. I love helping people, and that is just my desire and my design. And the key to that for me has been showing up. So tonight, I want to share the number one key for me for practicing gratitude. But before I get there, I have a question. When we start this journey of gratitude, how do we begin? We often are frazzled and we're looking for do we meditate? Do we do yoga? Do we do all of these things together? Of course, sure. You can, but in order to clear your mind and figure out what order to do those things in, or to find peace in doing those things, we have to have grace. And it is very, very important that we have grace with ourselves. And hang on one second. Life is lifing. So I am losing power, but hang on. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So within having grace with yourself, the one thing I like to ask up front is, what is the number one thing in your life that's stopping you? What is your saboteur? Because if you have
Absolutely. We lost your sound. Can't hear nothing. Can't hear.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, what is your saboteur? And that's something that we ask ourselves. What is stopping you? What is your saboteur? What is it that you're doing that you're not allowing yourself to have grace? And in order to get to that point, we have to realize that what's avoided doesn't go away.
Mhm.
It just festers.
Absolutely.
So within looking at that, then having grace would be to understand that if you had the capacity to respond or show up differently, you would.
Mm.
So until we give ourselves grace to understand that and walk in that present, we just keep reminding ourselves of that. That if I was able to show up in a different capacity, to respond differently, I would have. And that's how we,
Abso-
that's,
Absolutely. Or else you're just going in circles, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I often speak of numerous steps with this because it's more than just gratitude coaching and working with friends with gratitude healing is more than just saying thank you. It's more than just finding something to say thank you for. It's deeper than that. It's a deep connection with mind, body, and spirit. So I go through a 13 step basically course where we discuss and we look at all things mind, body, and spirit. And one of the first things that we go through that I'd like to do tonight is within our breath work. And we start within our breath work to introduce meditation. And meditation can look like a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some people can sit and find solitude and quiet. Some people find that their brains are on fire um, in a moment of silence. Where do you find the balance? And that's what we have to understand. Your moment of meditation may look different than mine. Meditation can be dancing. You have to listen to your body, you have to listen to your spirit and see what it's calling for. And the best way to connect with that and to find a deep understanding is to have breath. And that's to and that's where you can start to be grateful is for your breath. And so you introduce breathing techniques, and you just really have to find and center yourself. And within doing that, finding and centering yourself, it's simply owning your own breath, owning your natural breath. What does that rhythm look like for you? Sit with that. How often can you just sit and a lot of times in society, it's frowned upon because it can look like aggravation, it can look like frustration. It can look like an abundance of things, but we're actually just breathing. It's the most important thing that we can do. And how can you cultivate the ultimate breath? Find your rhythm. Find your own rhythm. And once you find your rhythm, you can listen. And once you're able to listen, you're able to kind of hone in. And then I introduce an 8 breath count. So I do an 8-4-8. I like to breathe in for 8. I hold for 4. And I exhale for 8. And then we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go again. Hold. Exhale. We're going to repeat this 3 more times. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Cultivating your breath. And just sitting and being able to sit in and hone in on your breath. Making sure that you cleanse. Making sure that you pull from your abdomen. Making sure that you release. That is having grace with yourself. That is meeting your saboteur, acknowledging it, and releasing. And you do that step by step, layer by layer, moment by moment, with each breath. Our breathing techniques are key because they allow us to produce clarity. They allow us to produce natural hormones. They allow the oxytocin to flow through our bodies. That is our natural love hormone that we are not often as gracious enough to implore on ourselves. We often give that ever so freely to others and often not retain any for ourselves because we don't sit with our breath. So when you can hone in on that and you can breathe, you can find clarity and we can hear and we can see. And those are the beginning steps. to having grace and gratitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You heard it, the beginning steps. And if you did not feel that peace just now, I don't know what's wrong with you because listen, if you could do that for how long, Abby? It won't even take you 5 minutes. And if you can't
Not even five.
if you can't um, give 5 minutes of gratitude of every day of your life, something is not right. Something is just, or even if you won't even know that something's not right. But what you will know is that nothing's changing, if that makes sense. So thank you, Coach Ivy, for that moment. So how did you get started um, on your holistic journey?
Enough was enough. Um, and feeling the constant anxiety and frustration of corporate America, that was horrible for me. So I had to figure out what is it that I need to do daily to prepare. And I had to fill myself up each day before I left the house. And what that looked like for me was meditation, but I didn't know how to meditate. So, beginning with just breathing, and I felt so tranquil with just my breathing techniques, that it became a non-negotiable. I just yearned for it. So, I started to jump up every morning before anyone in my house because I love the solitude. I
Mm,
love the peace and quiet. I love that time for myself. It was just me and God,
mm,
and I felt it, and I
I love
felt
that.
so peaceful.
Mm,
And so every day, I have to do it, no matter what. I
absolutely.
have to do it, even if I'm running late. It's 5 minutes. I owe myself that. You
Absolutely.
know, if I'm giving 12 to 14 hours, 16 hours to the world, then I can take 5 minutes to breathe and to
Absolutely.
acknowledge that. And the good thing about it is when I do that, then I often sit in a place that I could close my eyes and actually be in that dark moment of my morning at any time of day and feel just as
Mm,
peaceful. I could be
wow.
surrounded by 1,000 people and be completely alone.
I know that's right. Because practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
Practice
Yes.
makes perfect. And what you
Yes.
said was that you got up early just so that you could have that moment. Because once you got a piece of that piece, you had to, number one, sacrifice staying in bed to get a piece of that piece, which is what I'm going to discuss tonight. So I'm glad you mentioned that, right? Because it brought me right into my notes for tonight, which is I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what your religion is, what faith you're in, what God you're in. Every God or every religion or every faith, because remember yesterday I told you that I have experienced various cultures, various religions. My grandmother I lived with is a Muslima, right? My grandfather, they're Muslims, right? And I had to live with them. I can't judge my grandmother living in her household because I grew up a Christian, right? So you're either going to become accustomed and be respectful to people, right? And I had to dwell amongst people. I don't care what religion or what faith you're in. I have friends that do this, friends that do that. Moving from the East Coast to the West Coast in the school systems, cultures are different. Okay. And so what I found is that I had to dissect truth for myself in every arena. Okay. And I love my grandmother. And, but I'll tell you this everybody, regardless again of faith, have to sacrifice something. They have to fast, they have to pray in order to get what they want. Does that make sense? So wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever it is that you want, right? Because even the devil's people, whoever worships the devil, he gives them what they want when they sacrifice for him, right? So what I'm saying is, whatever you want, you have to go to your God and pray, fast, sacrifice, meditate, right? If the enemy can do it, why can't you do it? Right? Even the criminal knows that he's going to sacrifice his freedom for that goal, whatever it is he wants to get. What does he sacrifice? He's going to sacrifice his freedom. He know he can go to jail, but just as easy as it is for a man to sacrifice for the wrong things, you have to put just enough in the same amount of energy into sacrificing for the right things, right? Because see, I'm here to meet people where they are. I'm not gonna stand up here and be single minded, right? Because everybody feels emotions regardless of your faith. Okay. So, Ivy, was there anything else that you wanted to mention about gratitude? I'm sorry, I just went all over the place here because you got me there. That you sacrifice your mornings because I love to sleep, so I can only to me that's a sacrifice.
Not only do I love to sleep, but my bed is comfortable. It's cold. My room is cold. My comforter is just perfect, you know. So I have my comforter,
Yeah,
so I don't want to get up. So this
right.
was major. But what else I didn't want was I didn't want the anxieties that I lived with, you know. And once I got a piece of feeling unapologetic peace, there was something about showing up for myself. So within breathing, within being grateful that I can, that was something else. It was another thing to be grateful for. That yes, again, I showed up for myself, for even for
Absolutely.
5 minutes, and that was major because I had lived my entire life pretty much showing up for everybody else and feeling as
Mhm.
though my cup was full, and feeling as though that, okay, I took a bath and I went to church, and like, oh, this is great, I did this, I prayed, but I didn't understand what it actually was to connect with God. And in order to connect with God, I had to sit and say, whoa, Ivy, pause. How are you sabotaging your relationship with God and yourself by just not being present?
Present. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So we can say we can conclude that gratitude is the first step to a new mindset. Is that true?
Gratitude is definitely the first step to a new mindset, because once you start to acknowledge the positivity, once you start to live in the realm that the positive is possible, you are surrounded by it. Then you will begin to see it.
Hmm.
Then you will begin to feel it. And that
Hmm.
is when you're able to shift your mindset. That is when you're able to say at that moment, I am in a different position. I am able to show up in a different capacity
Hmm.
and still
Absolutely,
have grace with yourself.
absolutely. So for people who are still like, "Ah, I try, I don't get it," let's help you get this today because we have 7 days. We did yesterday with what to let go of and what we're going to stop doing. Today, you have to grasp being grateful for your current state, your future state, and your past. You just have to sit in your body and understand that gratitude and being grateful is the key to opening up those portals of the mind to retrieve ideas and elevate to new frequencies, new heights, etc. Okay, this is the first step, right? And so I remember teachings from, being a Christian, of how you need to thank God. You need to thank God for what He do. And what I learned and what I do is I never ask Him for anything, right? Although we can, it's okay to do that. But there is another scripture that says, "I know what you desire, right or wrong. I know what you desire." So when you pray this prayer, right? You don't have to ask. He know what your heart desires, right? So when I go to Him, because of learning all these different lessons I learned, blah blah blah, all I can do is say, "Oh, thank you, God, thank you so much." And what you have to do to shift your mindset as far as the topic that we're talking about this week in gratitude. I'm not talking about, "Oh, thank you for giving me something." I didn't say thank you till I got it already. No, if you want to really shift into abundance, you remember that letter you wrote to your future self last night? And I said, "Oh, Lisa, you did it, girl." My letter said, "Lisa, you did it, girl. You helped 1,000 women start building brand businesses, right? Lisa, your children are thriving, safe, happy, right? Lisa, you are living the life that you want to live." So if I know that's where I want to be, I need to be grateful right now for it, if that makes sense. So my gratitude or my affirmations, which are only prayers, right? Gratitude, affirmations, prayers, manifesting, is all the same thing, right? So now, when someone who just normally used to just praying, when they hear someone say manifest, they get confused and discombobulated and think it's evil, right? It's all the same thing, right? And we need to stop with the empty prayers, right? So now, my gratitude, my daily gratitude, is doing what Coach Ivy said do. Take those moments, 5 to 20 minutes, to yourself, deep breathing. Now, you need to reach out to her if you want to go even further with gratitude, because she is a gratitude coach. Her booking link is in the description of the YouTube video, right? If you want to really take gratitude to another level, right? That's how you can connect with her. But as far as the 7 days that we have to spend together, you need to take 5 to 20 minutes to yourself and be grateful for that future self. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right? You have to be grateful for your future self now, right? And you just thanking the Most High, and you just thanking the Most High. What He gonna do? Put you in position. Put you in position. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. Coach Ivy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And I want to add one thing. What I like to do within my prayers, what has changed in my prayer life, is I ask God to allow me to be prepared. Um, and that not only prepared for my day, but prepared for any encounter, prepared for every emotion, prepared to understand, to prepare to see. And that preparation we can understand, because there's books out there that let us know that proper planning, allows us to go a lot further. So I ask to be prepared. And
Prepared.
within that mindset, that has been a great shift. And if anyone has any trouble focusing and sitting in meditation, one quick, easy solution that I offer for that is, if you can close your eyes and you take a deep breath and you just imagine that you're getting ready to walk through a waterfall, and you take a deep inhale as you walk through that waterfall, and exhale when you get through the other side. And you constantly do that. And if your mind wanders, it's okay. You go right back to that waterfall. And that's the easiest way to try to cultivate you a quiet minded experience, but understanding that the mind is going to think and the mind is going to do what it does. That's allowing grace also. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for letting me share space.
Yes, 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 absolutely. You know, I love my Supreme Doula guys. If you want more, want to learn more, right? Because I'm telling you that this is the number one key to shift your mindset is gratitude, right? Every day you should be seeing your images that you created. You should be grateful for those images that you want, right? The images, you need to be grateful. You need to see them every day. You need to spend time looking at them, dwelling in them, right? There are actually videos that you can watch on YouTube of beautiful things, you know, training your mind to see beauty, okay? And you can do that every day. Find you some affirmations. Okay, so we're going to go right into creating our affirmations. Let me share the screen with the workbook. Coach Ivy, you can stay on if you want. It's up to you. Thank you so much again. Find
Thank
her.
you.
Yes, yes. She's in our private group. She's a moderator in the group, so admin. So just inbox her on Facebook if you're on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, just in the description is her booking link. Okay. All right. So let me add the workbook. Guys, if you did your homework last night, which was the letter to yourself, let me know. You can comment if you want to. Now, I can't see comments on I don't think I can see comments on Facebook. Let me see. Let me see. I can't see the comments on Facebook. Um if you're on YouTube, you can comment. I can see those comments. Let's see. So, yeah, I don't see any comments. So, I'll just keep going. So, in your workbook, you were supposed to do the letter to your future self, correct? All right. Also, what we missed out on is you can take your notebook and just write this down for your abundant mindset. All right. You need to jot down some notes about who I want to be. Who do I want to be? Write it down. I don't know what it is about the energy or the frequency of paper, but it's just as equal as speaking it and speaking things into fruition, right? So remember that writing those desires down is equivalent to speaking it out loud. Okay, write that down. Who I want to be, what I want to have. Write it down. Okay. So that's going to take us right into creating our list of affirmations. And when it comes to creating our affirmations, remember I said that affirmations and prayers are the same thing, right? But here's the trick. Here's the trick to really getting what you want. Now, listen to me clearly and write this down. We are doing away with empty prayers. We are doing away with empty affirmations. The reason that some people feel like it's not working is because you don't even know what the goal is. Okay? So when you want to attract something into your life, you brought the idea into your mind, you put it on paper, you found an image that looks like it, you're looking at it every day. That is the goal, right? So number 1, if the prayers and the affirmations are not lining up with the goal, then you're out of alignment, right? Does that make sense? If you can comment something that you want so that we can help you create some affirmations today so that you're not confused about where you're going after today, if that makes sense. The 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 goal has to align with the affirmation. Okay, right? So if you what some people have a goal of let's see what's a goal? I don't want to make something up. I want to help someone for real. What is a goal that you may have? Okay. I still don't see any comments on Facebook. Okay. So overall, whatever your goal is, you know about goal setting. I'm sure you guys know about SMART goals, right? Start with something small that you can achieve by the end of the week or whatever, or 90 days. Then I want you to someone said hello. Hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. If you want to put a goal in the comment section that we can help create your affirmations, then that would be great. That would help us out, right? Because I want it to be real. I wanted to, hey, Missy, that's Missy. Okay, cool, awesome. If there's a goal that you have, you want your affirmations, and actually, because we're running out of time, just know the goal needs to match the affirmation, guys. Okay. So now, choosing what to pray for, manifest, or affirm. The trick is to choose something small. It says it right here. I just said it. Choose something small that you nonetheless really want, that lights you up inside, and is compatible with the plan for your life, right? Because some of us are out of the will of God now. We want things that God don't want for us, right? So that's why your gratitude sessions are basically thanking the Most High for bringing you in alignment with the will that He has for your life. That's number one. So then you start elevating to the will, your opportunities and everything just starts to align, right? So you don't even have to question whether or not things are compatible. That's number one, right? So then, after that, you will be able to feel fully passionate about what's ahead. Okay. So, what do you want to attract to your life? And be serious, be specific. Right? I know you heard that before, that you have to really be specific, because when we put all this emotion behind some things that we want, and then we get it and realize it's not really what we wanted. Something was missing because we wasn't specific enough, right? So be really specific. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it do? Be specific about that thing and don't leave nothing out, okay? All right, and then that's what day 2 is about today, is creating those prayers, creating those affirmations for what it is that you want. Okay? All right? Does that make sense? So let's say I want to graduate on time. Um I want to graduate with honors or whatever. My affirmations should align with that goal, which means I will complete my homework on time daily. I have energy for my studies. I devote time to my studies, right? These things need to align, and you say them every day. And before you know it, it's like instant reminders. Think of your prayers, your affirmations, your manifestations are all reminders, alarm clocks. These are like, you know how you set your timer to wake up in the morning? That's what these are. Alarm clocks that start to embed into your subconscious mind and in your conscious mind, that remind you of what the goal was, the ultimate goal. Because without them, you forget the goal, which is why you need to write it down. How many times have you went back in your notebook and was like, oh man, I remember that. Oh my God. Now, if you never wrote it down, you would have never remembered that you wrote it down. Okay. All right. So that's what you need to do. You need to claim your abundance by affirming the goal. Create some alarm clocks for yourself tonight. Okay. If you're just getting here, the number one thing I said to people in the beginning about their letter to their future self was if you had a hard time writing it down last night, then what you can do is a voice memo to yourself from your phone. Just create a voice memo, right? So I can see that this is coming to a close because something is um trying to attack here. Tomorrow is going to be very important, guys, because we have someone who is going to help you align your auras, okay? Help you get grounded. And because we're talking about mindset, she has some very important information or products that really help you with clarity, right? Clear conscience and all of that good stuff, okay? So that's tomorrow. Now let me see what else is in my notes because I don't want to leave you without everything that I wrote down. We talked about that with Coach Ivy, right? Okay, wrote that, said that, perfect. So goals. Remember the goal, okay? And make sure that the prayers and affirmations align with the goal in order to prevent empty prayers, okay? Remember yesterday we said that it requires a little bit of work to get what you want. So now think of the alarm clock saying, okay, I know I want this. That means I need to get my butt up and make it downtown or to the appointment or to the lawyer's office or to the doctor's office or whatever. I need to wake up and call this office and call that office. Whatever it is, it's just an alarm clock. It's an reminder. I hope that makes sense. Because sometimes you have to dissect things and put it in language where people can understand. And that's what I'm learning in school in instructional design is that um, courses and curriculums have to align with the way the learner learns. And we have been hearing this information from various sources and feeling like it's either not for us because we don't understand it, or we feel like we feel like we just don't understand it because the language. So what I'm learning to do is to create systems and processes for people to get an understanding of things that work, things that work and how you can retain it, right? So once you learn it, you should retain it and you shouldn't need no more help. But what's happening to our children today? They're suffering. They're not retaining information. They're not really learning. We are doing enough just to get by. Okay? So now we're going to retain and affirm that which we need to do to achieve the goal. Okay. So ladies, that is it for tonight, guys. Hope I'm not leaving anything out. Tonight's homework is to jot down the 7 to 10 affirmations that align with your goal. And if you didn't do last night's homework, write the letter to your future self, okay? That is it. Okay? That is all you need to do for day 1 and day 2. right? Okay. If you need some help, you can either text uh, mindset shift to my business phone number. If you don't have the workbook, that link is in the description as well, or on the replay from yesterday in the Abundant Woman Empire group, right? You can find us on Facebook at the Abundant Woman Empire, right? Any questions before we go? Any questions before we go? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Well, guys, again, day 2, thank you for being with me. Don't forget about day 3. We have 7 days. This is only day 2, right? But I want you to attend. If it looks like you can't figure out where we are, we will be on YouTube. I will put the schedule out, and you just click the link and then you tap get reminder so that you can be alerted that we're going live. Okay. All right. Any questions? No questions. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Said, her spirit is abundant. The Lord is on her side and them better days are coming. I'm on a righteous path, face my fears, ain't no running. Been through obstacles, but my past really nothing. Blessed to have a mother that was strong when I wasn't. Her guidance brought me closer to the Father than no other. Hope you love yours, cause it's beauty in the woman. The beauty of a baby getting strength from her stomach. Melanated skin, you were chosen as a goddess. It's really something special about the daughters of Mount Zion. I see the tree of life and a natural black fro, like she could rule the world with the essence of a soul. Wisdom is a woman, please don't let me lose control. Balance on my actions, always keep my spirit whole. Ambition of a lamb, but I'll never be a martyr. I'll only speak the truth, put the candle to the fire. Hold up, secret recipe, I was made in God's image. Like we all kings and queens, I'ma shine when I finish. I wasn't perfect then, but I'm coming back reloaded. They tryna cop my style, cause they see I got that motion. Haters gon' hate when you flowing like the ocean. Auntie told me rise, only focus on the moment. You gotta keep it real, it don't matter if they notice. I higher got your back, and I promise that you chosen. Yeah.